Pakistan is headed for polls on the 8th of February, and the road to the elections, it's been anything but smooth. The country, it's endured multiple crises on the political, economic and security fronts. Once a favorite of the army before falling out of favor, Imran Khan has dominated the discourse, despite being behind bars. Engulfed in a slew of legal challenges and with several questions remaining unanswered, conjecture is widespread. Are the poll results a foregone conclusion? Will the army have its way, or can Imran Khan's influence permeate the walls of prison? Will he be able to pull off a surprise? Your guess is as good as ours. But to try and understand the dynamics at play here, we have with us Barrister Muhammad Ahmad Pansota, Advocate, Supreme Court. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now, sir, to begin with, what would you say are some of the most distinctive features of the race this time around?
Well, I must say, first of all, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, the party which was in power in 2018, was headed by Imran Khan, is of course facing a lot of difficulties in terms of legal challenges that they have to face. Their leader, Imran Khan, is himself behind bars and he's facing at least 200 plus cases. Apart from that, even the people who are participating in the elections are facing several cases. And I think all of it started when there was an uproar and there was a demonstration headed by them against on the 9th of May. So I think all of that coupled together, it is not a very easy ball game for them to participate in these elections. And I think they're facing a lot of difficulties. Why? Because both on the legal front and at the same time, they have to campaign as well. So things are slightly difficult for them. And the Election Commission of Pakistan is playing a very difficult role for them to sort of actually operate on ground and campaign for their, people who are contesting for the elections.
Right, absolutely. Of course, as you mentioned, Imran Khan is behind bars. However, his popularity, that's remained resilient. Do you think this will have any bearing on the election outcome?
I personally feel the outcome of the elections largely depends on the voter turnout. If voter turnout reaches about 60%, it was roughly about 51% in the previous elections. If it reaches or it crosses 60%, it will have a very strong bearing, of course, in favor of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, because predominantly what's visible on ground when you go and talk to people, they want to vote for Imran Khan. But at the same time, all political parties are contesting, and Pakistan Muslim League known and also has its vote bank, which is there. Even in 2018, when Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf won the elections, PMLN had a sizable vote. So it is not easy to predict that way, but I believe the voter turnout is going to be a massive difference between this election and the previous one. And if it reaches 60%, it is going to be a very different elections that Pakistan has never seen.
Right, and just on that note, of course, Nawaz Sharif of the PMLN and Bilawal Bhutto Zardari of Pakistan People's Party largely in the lead here. The PTI, it's been in disarray. Candidates are only allowed to contest as independents. Now, with the opposition here seemingly wiped out, what are voters truly in for? Are the election results a foregone conclusion then?
Well, we need to understand the dynamics of the elections. The most crucial decision for Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf was when their election symbol was taken away, merely on a technical issue that they had not conducted their intra-party elections. Now, once that symbol is taken away, which mind you, is a fundamental right as per Pakistani jurisprudence and the Supreme Court decisions in the famous Benazir Bhutto case, that it cannot be taken away. So once that was taken away, the party, of course, was in disarray. Why? Because all of them have been now declared as independent candidates by the Election Commission of Pakistan. However, all of them have mentioned that they are supported by Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf because the party is intact, but they don't have a symbol of their own. So this makes it difficult for public or the people who want to vote for them to select their candidates, because it becomes difficult to find out from a list of candidates who they want to vote for. So if somebody wants to vote for a PTI candidate, it is practically impossible for him to select that. But even then, they are campaigning to a level where they are trying to make sure that public understands that. But once again, this will have a grave impact on the elections and the results as well. But this can only be covered, like I said before, by the voter turnout, because generally speaking, in Pakistan at the moment, with the social media in place, with people becoming very aware because of the media campaign and all, I think people have largely understood who their candidate is and who they want to support. So let's see what the 8th February has to offer this time.
Right, now, that being said, speculation is rife over the military's involvement in the elections, which is believed to have long meddled in the country's politics. It's believed this year will be no different either. What's your take on this?
Well, I would love to, and I would like to take the on the face of it. Why? Because military itself has made it amply clear that they have absolutely nothing to do with the politics of this country. At least I will honor and I will respect that statement. At the moment, the mayhem that has been created is by the Election Commission of Pakistan. I don't think so it is directly military or anybody else who's interfering, but the Election Commission's role is something that seriously needs to be addressed. But as far as the military is concerned, I will take this statement on the face of it, and they've said categorically that they're not interested and they would not want to be part of any electoral issue in any manner whatsoever.
All right, and of course, lastly, as I mentioned, and you touched on this as well, despite being behind bars, Imran Khan's influence in these elections, it's been too evident to ignore. Do you think the voters could be in for a surprise here?
Well, I believe this election is going to definitely give a lot of people a lot of surprises, and this can be one of the surprises. But it has never happened in the history of Pakistan before, because generally speaking, all the prime ministers had to face the wrath of legal system in Pakistan. But this time, let's see how people respond to it. But once again, like I said, no matter how difficult the situation is, at the end of the day, it is the people of Pakistan who can make a difference. And if they come out in large numbers, nothing can stop them from electing whosoever they want to elect.
All right. Well, Barrister Pansota, thank you so much for joining us on WION with your insights on this.